All right, so now that we are combining like terms masters and we are simplifying masters, we are going to move on to solving equations. Which, guys, this is like my favorite part of math. Okay, first of all, you use it like all the time from here on out. It's really like a solid building block for the rest of your math courses through high school. And if you move on to higher math after that. I like it because it's just like a little puzzle every time. And there's a process to solving them. So I think they're fun. They're like little puzzles. And we get to the end and you did it all correctly. Just like a little win. So let's get started. So make sure that we are on 3.5 in our packets. You have that open and ready to go. I'll turn on my pen. Okay. So we're just solving equations. So by the end, we should be able to say that I can solve equations. Simple enough. I can solve equations. Okay, I've put the steps on the side for us. So here we have the equation. Remember, it's an equation because it has this equal to sign. Okay, so 5 plus 2x plus 3 equals 16. So step 1, we're going to simplify, combine like terms first. So I see, it'd help if I had my pen on, didn't it? Okay, 5 plus 3, okay, I can combine those. 5 plus 3 is 8. So I'm just going to rewrite this as 2x plus 8 equals 16. So all I did was I saw, oh, there's two constants right there. I can add those together, make it a little easier. Okay, so step 1, simplify whenever you need to. You might not always need to. Okay, so step 2, you're going to get rid of anything that's not attached to the variable by doing the inverse operation. Okay, so like this 2 is multiplying the x, so that's attached to the variable, but this plus 8 is not attached to my x. I'm adding it. It's kind of its own separate thing, so I can get rid of that. Remember that in math, inverse means opposite. So if I'm adding 8, the opposite of adding is subtracting. So to get rid of that plus 8, I'm going to subtract 8. I am going to draw a line through my equal sign just for purely organizational purposes, okay? It just helps us keep it organized. Or if you have lined paper, using a line. I personally, my favorite is graph paper, and I use the boxes on the graph paper to help me, okay? So since I'm adding 8, the opposite of adding is subtracting, so I'm going to subtract 8. And what I do on one side of the equation, I have to do on the other side of the equation so that it stays equal. So minus 8 on this side. Okay? And if you remember from like unit 1, a positive 8 plus a negative 8, that's going to be 0. So these are going to cancel each other out, which is why we did that. So on the left, I'm left with 2x, okay, equals. Then on the right, 16 minus 8, okay, or 16, you could think of it as plus negative 8, same thing, is going to be 8. So now my problem is 2x equals 8. So I just got rid of anything that was not directly related to the variable, that wasn't attached to it, by doing the opposite. Okay, so after I get rid of anything that is not attached to the variable, I want to get the variable by itself. So right now I have 2x. I want just 1x. Okay, So I'm going to do the opposite operation as well. So this is a little 2 times x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So if I divide by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so that gives me 1x on this side. If I do it on the left, I have to do it on the right. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I think that my unknown number is 4. Okay, I'm going to check by using substitution. So I have my original equation, 5 plus 2 times x plus 3 equals 16. Okay, so substitution is where instead of this x, I'm going to write 4, and I'm going to solve it, and if it has a true statement, it works. So this is 5 plus 2 times 4 plus 3 is 16. So using my order of operations, this is 5 plus 8 plus 3 equals 16. Okay, 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. I get 16 equals 16. That is a true statement. 16 is itself. So this does work. If you got something untrue, like when you solved it, you got 14 equals 16. 14 does not equal 16, right? This sign means not equal to, okay? That would be an untrue statement, right? Those aren't the same number. They don't equal each other. So then you would go back and check your work, try it again until you get a true statement. Okay? So, another example, same process. Y divided by 2 minus 18 equals 18. I am going to draw a line through my equal sign to keep it organized. Okay. Step 1, I need to simplify whenever possible. I don't see anything that I can distribute, factor, or anything, so I'm good. Okay. So then step 2, I need to get rid of anything that is not directly attached to my variable, which is this minus 18 right here. And I get rid of it by undoing it or doing the opposite. So instead of subtracting 18, I'm going to add 18. So negative 18 plus 18 is 0, so that gets rid of it. This, I still have y divided by 2. 18 plus 18 is 36. Okay, what do I do on one side? Have to do on the other. Okay, so now I have y divided by 2. That is directly attached to my variable. I need to get rid of it by doing the opposite. So instead of dividing by 2, I'm going to multiply by 2. Right, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that gives me 1y equals 36 times 2 is 72. Okay. So on the side, I'm going to check my work by substituting it in before I box my answer. So y divided by 2 minus 18 equals 18. Instead of y, I'm going to put it in 72. Okay, using our order of operations, multiply and divide first. We have 72 divided by 2. Okay, so 2 goes into 7 3 times. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 12 minus 12 is 0. So this is indeed 36. Okay. So 36 minus 18. Can't do 6 minus 8, so I have to borrow. 16 minus 8 is 8. 2 minus 1 is 1. 18 equals 18. That is a true statement. So since that is a true statement, my solution is correct. Okay, so step 1, simplify anything you possibly can if you need to. Step 2, get rid of anything that is not attached to your variable. So if you're adding or subtracting something. Okay, step 3, undo anything that is attached to your variable. Always undo things by doing the opposite. So the opposite of adding is subtracting. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. Okay? Then you're going to get the variable by itself. And then you're going to check your work by substituting it back into the original equation. So here's your practice. Okay? Level 1, we're just solving. Okay? Solving all of them. Double checking your work by substituting it in. Okay? Level 2, you have to do a couple things. And then level 3, you need to simplify first. So like I see that I can do 25 plus 15. I can do 1K plus 5K. This one you have to distribute, okay? So pay attention to those. Simplify. Get rid of anything that is not directly attached to a variable. Then get the variable by itself. Okay? So you got this. It's just like a little puzzle. It's the most fun thing in math. The most fun. Okay? Maybe not the most, but it's pretty fun. So you got this. Doing great. Have a great day.